All right, guys, as you guys can see by the title, we are going to be talking about truck ownership and an excavation business. Today is a different topic, one topic I'm extremely passionate about. I've held my CDL since I was 19. It's a very crucial part in the excavation and utility business, is having big trucks to move equipment, move earth, move material to and from your jobs. So let's get into it. As you can tell, we've had a few trucks around here. I've had a plethora of dump trucks from Max to Peterbilts. We still got a Kenworth. Standing here in front of our low boy, our Peterbilt 379. Man, I don't know if we could make it without this truck now, but that's kind of the first topic I wanted to get in with you guys is, what's the purpose of this truck? Are you buying a dump truck? Are you buying a low boy? Are you buying an end dump? Are you buying a belly dump? I know there's totally different truck applications for different parts of the world, but here in our part of the country, in Arkansas, in the southeastern United States, mainly you move materials, earth, rock. You need a dump truck. Dump truck's probably going to be your first big truck purchase if you've had a skid steer, a Mini X, etc. for a while. You think that you need a dump truck. Well, let me help you detour your thought process just a little bit by a few points in this video. Number one, I'd say, what's the purpose of the truck you're buying? And when I mean that is, what are we trying to take place of as a cost? So are you having to pay out the nose for trucking all the time? Is it just an abnormal amount of money, say like $150 an hour to have a truck sit there all day? That's kind of crazy, I get it. But is that one time a month? Is that every day during the week? Is that once a quarter? Tell me the frequency that you're gonna need a truck on the site, and that'll tell me if you need one or not. Are you literally paying one every single day to be on your site, running, hauling materials in and out? I would say, yeah, I think that guy probably could benefit from having his own truck. There's a couple of more points I'll get to once you buy the truck. But if you're going to buy a dump truck, a couple of key things I'd throw at you. Make sure you buy a factory built dump truck that is double framed, not been abused. Dump trucks are literally built to be abused, but there's so many dump trucks on the market. Trust me, I bought 4 of them, and it wasn't one of them sitting behind you with the bed not on it anymore. I bought 4 of them. They were road conversion trucks. They're not built to go in and out of B-stone construction entrances. Just make sure if you are gonna buy a truck, you find out what the purpose is and you buy the truck designed for that purpose. I get it. Peterbilt makes some beautiful trucks. Kenworth makes some beautiful trucks, but a W900 or a light built 379 going in and out of these job sites, if you don't know what to look for when you're buying that truck, you're gonna be replacing some springs and bags and tires, and it gets crazy really quick, right? So I would definitely try and find the purpose behind owning that truck. If your numbers are telling you that you're paying out the nose on a subcontractor, I'll tell you guys, I've only got one dump truck here. We run 2 different subcontractor services, one mainly for our dump trucks, and they've got 3, we'll have 10 to 15 trucks running on a dirt job. I don't want to own 10 to 15 dump trucks at all. I don't want anything to do with them. I had 5 at one point, and there's 2 other reasons that I'll get into here in just a moment of why I don't want to own my own dump trucks anymore. But if you're gonna go buy you a big truck, make sure we're looking at motor. Make sure, hey, if you're gonna be hauling in and out of job sites, you don't need an 18 speed. Just because you want to be a super trucker. Get you an 8LL, get you a 9-speed, 10-speed. 13-speed, I could see if you're really having to make a distance between that quarry and those hauls to those construction sites, you know, say 30 minutes to an hour. Around here, quarry to a job site's gonna be 15, 20 minutes, right? I would definitely find the transmission and the motor and the frame that's built for your design and your purpose that you're trying to accomplish. Mack makes a good truck. They all make good trucks, but make sure you're buying a dump truck that is built for what you're going to be doing with it, right? Do you want an aluminum body bed? So are you just going to be hauling gravel from the quarry with this truck, or are you going to be having some concrete or some asphalt chunks getting dug up from a roadway, well, you can't throw that in a, you can, no judgment, but if you throw concrete chunks, asphalt chunks into an aluminum bed, you're absolutely gonna destroy it. So just a couple of key things to be thinking about there on the purpose of what you're taking place. I'm telling you guys, you don't need a dump truck if you're not paying a dump truck 2 or 3, 4 times a week. A week, not a month. Here's the other 2 reasons why you don't need one if you're not paying one every day. Number 2 point in this video, maintenance of these big trucks. There is not a cheap piece of anything on this truck. Dump trucks, semis, the tires are expensive. Wheels, springs, airbags, air leaks. I can go on and on and on. But when you want this truck to run 5 days a week, 20 days a month, 25 days a month, totally up to you. But you want it running. You don't want it broke down. Because when you were calling Homeboy before, his truck always showed up with a driver in it ready to go. And now you've got your crews sitting there waiting on your truck that you own. So now you're gonna own a truck and then, well, mine's broke down, call a service? Well, you've got a payment over here. You've got a repair that you've got to take care of. And now you're paying a dump truck service on top of that. And you're sitting there, "Si, that's not gonna happen." Well, let me tell you, you can own 2 or 3 trucks and they can all be down and still pay a dump truck service. You'd probably say, "Well, Si, you need a better mechanic." Abso-freaking-lutely, I need a better mechanic, especially during those times. I was definitely not prepared to take on the 4 and 5 dump trucks that I did from this standpoint. The maintenance ate us alive. I get it. You want to go buy an older truck. Number one, you're thinking, well, I can find parts for it. I can work on it better. Well, there's going to be a lot more working on it than a newer truck. The new trucks, in my opinion, are completely priced out of this world, and they don't even make sense for a guy to go buy. It's $250,000, $350,000 for a dump truck is astronomical. I think it's crazy. But at the same time, you may have ran 4 or 5 older trucks. You're gonna let me know down in the comments below, and it's time to go buy you a new one, and you can justify it. Good for you, bud. From the maintenance side of things, if I could find me like a 2013, 2009 Mack Granite double frame triaxle dump truck that's got 200,000 or 300,000 miles on it, I'll go buy that sucker all day long before I go buy another new anything, especially in the truck market nowadays. But the maintenance is something you're not ready for. You've got 2 types of maintenance here that you've got to stay up on. You've got preventive maintenance. You have got to pull that truck in there, look it over once a month. Your driver's not doing it as much as he says he is. He's doing pre-trips. He's getting the literal quick glance over, make sure the tires are good, and he's going down the road. It's up to you, your mechanic team, to make sure, whether that's a mechanic in-house, whether that's a shop you trust, once a month, get it run through, look at everything from motor, belts, pulleys, alternators, batteries. Make sure you give it a once over, a hardcore look. Pop everything, start it up, make sure there's no funny air leaks. Air leaks turn into bigger maintenance issues. And make sure you're reading those pre-trip forms from your driver, because if you've got a good driver, he don't want that truck down because he ain't making no money. Preventive maintenance is a huge, huge thing. Greasing this truck, everything, every single drive line, axle, they've got grease points on it. That truck will run better when it's got grease in it, just like our machine. We've got preventive that's hopefully going to mitigate a little bit of the costs of repairs, because when a repair pops up, man, it usually happens at the worst possible freaking time, that you literally, everything's going wrong and you just need that truck to go haul a couple loads, make a little bit of money. She didn't start that morning. Trust me, I can't tell you how many times that's happened to me over the years, that I just want the truck to fire up and go do its damn job, and it just doesn't do it. So now you're looking at compressor or a battery or a drive line or an airbag, any of that situation, none of it's cheap. None of it's cheap. It's not cheap to work on. It's heavy. This isn't like owning a couple dualies and getting it run through a dealership. You got to find a very specific person to work on your big trucks, and I would find one shop to basically carry that out with, because you don't want it bouncing around. Say you've had a little wiring issue in this truck that you're trying to get found, and they finally have been on the brink of it, and then you're sending it to a different place and they're thinking it's a totally different problem. It's gonna cost you money as you're paying for this truck to get worked on. So just keep that in mind. Pay your shops quick, because you'll get your truck in and out quick. That would be a good key for you guys. Those shops, build good relationships with them, because you're gonna need them to get that truck in and out. But everybody that owns a big truck, trying to get that truck in and out. So make sure you take care of those guys, especially around Christmas time. All right, the last point I got for you guys is the funniest one of them all. Drivers, guys. Drivers are a different breed, okay? They're a different type of human being. They're set up one-brained, one track, and I'm a driver myself, okay? Most excavation outfits, like myself here at SciCon, we weren't ready to have a bunch of drivers sitting here schedule. You need to be able to schedule these guys. You need to be able to dispatch these guys. When I bought the 4 trucks that we bought, brought a lady in the office. I also brought a guy that's been driving his own dump truck for 12, 13 years. I hired him on. He left us 3 days in. He wanted to go back and just drive his own truck, so that really put a hurt on us. You need somebody to help you manage those drivers. If it's gonna be you, that's fine. But you need to understand, you need to take 30, 45 minutes a day just to dispatch these folks, but you're also having to field the phone calls to keep them ready to go for the next day. Those drivers want to drive the truck. A lot of people in our industry say drivers are paid from the neck down. I've met a lot of drivers, like Mr. Jim that drives this truck. He definitely has a little bit more thought process to what he does throughout the day. Drivers can make or break you. A good driver in your truck and your piece of equipment is just like running an excavator, a dozer, anything like that. I'm just letting you know right now, drivers are expensive. When they're sitting around, they're costing you money, but bad drivers cost you more money. I've had bad drivers come through here, blow bags, blow tires like you've never seen. You didn't even think it was possible. Well, it is possible, I'll promise you. Good drivers will make you money. But when you find a good driver, you take care of them. You're gonna have to put up with some craziness. I'm telling you, drivers are different folks. And if you set them up for success though, it can be an absolute benefit to your business. But I'm telling you guys, you don't want any part of the maintenance and the driver conversation until you're fully ready for it. Make sure you're having to pay a dump truck 2 and 3 times a week before you even, oh, I need a dump truck. Yeah, you've had it 2 or 3 days a week, but now you've got to find something to do for that truck to do 2 other days a week. That's 8 other days a month that you've got to schedule a whole, basically another crew, right? So I hope this has given you guys some insight as to what you need to be thinking of. And I've probably missed a ton of information that you guys need. Don't be afraid to hit that in the comments below. Right now we're in the middle of November. We're double uploading for you guys, Tuesdays and Fridays. Hit that like button if you don't mind. YouTube's algorithm has been really slapping us around trying to figure out what kind of channel we are. And if you haven't already, hit that sub button so you know when our next video is coming out. And if you guys are hanging on through 2024, we're heading into winter. Hang in there, guys. We've got 2025 is looking really bright. Don't go buy a dump truck if you don't need to go buy a dump truck. If I haven't got that clearly stated to you guys, it can absolutely sink a very on-track, profitable excavation business. It can swing your business. Just be careful. Reach out to me if you got some questions down below, and hopefully I'll get them answered for you guys. Till then, y'all be safe, be kind, and be humble. Catch you on the next one.